So this is actually quite a nice little game. Only a quite a short one, and only a couple of minutes long, really. But it's very sweet. A couple of good moves, some nice gameplay, good couple of shots. Just felt like it deserved to actually be its own little video. So as you can see there, I picked Bloodhounds. We've got a Lifeline and Pathfinder. Bloodhound's ability is, whilst he's just running around, his passive lets him see clues. So if anyone's run around, opened up a box, or been sliding around nearby, he'll get like these little things popping up telling him there's been enemies at some point in the past there. His Tactical, which is his thing that he can use every 15 or so seconds, basically lets him send out like this cone in front of him, so it's like 90 degrees directly in front of him. Anything within, I don't know, 50 feet, let's say, he can sort of pick up and detect, and you can see enemies through walls, and it lasts for about a second or two. You can see where they're moving around and running. The only problem is, you sort of send out this big pulse, and the enemies can tell you've used it, so they can actually see the pulse going through the walls and travelling through and detecting them. So it's not really great for stealthily coming up on people, but if you're in a fight already, and there's like three of them, you're running around trying to shoot them, and you need to know where they are, you pop your little Tactical, suddenly you can tell where they are, and your guys can sort of flank around and kill the guy. Otherwise, yeah, if you're trying to sneak up on someone and suddenly they see this big pulse, they kind of know, pulse from behind me, better go and deal with that issue. And then you've got an ultimate, which basically is, I think, Beast, Hunt on the Beast or something, I can't remember. And essentially when you pop that, it takes a moment to activate, and your screen goes sort of grey scale, and all the enemies end up being highlighted in red, so you can basically see enemies through smoke, you can see them through Nox's gas, you get much easier visibility when you sort of see them contrasted against like the background, so if they're running between buildings you'll just see this big red blur running between them, so you'll be able to see them. The enemies' footsteps also leave a trail on the floor, so you can sort of hunt after them that way as well, and you get an increased movement speed, so very useful to sort of hunt someone down. Okay, so as you can see here, we basically landed off on a place called Trainline. I think it's Trainline. Pretty sure it's Trainline. This is kind of a central place, so normally a lot of people tend to sort of camp out over here. You've got a couple of buildings with some loot inside. I've sort of run off, picked up my first gun, because the idea is to basically get as much as you can as quick as you can. I got very lucky there. An extended light mag basically lets my alternator SMG carry more bullets before I have to reload. There we go, a couple of decent shots. Wasn't quite lucky enough to finish him off, but never mind. Yeah, let's just throw a grenade at them. Basically, you throw a grenade, it makes it harder for the enemies to obviously go and revive them because they can't get close, and if you're lucky, you just kill them. My teammates there have just finished someone off. So now, normally it's teams of 3. We've taken out 2 of them, probably. We've got 1 more. So if you listen out carefully now, you should hear footsteps. Yeah, there's your box of things. There you go, you could tell it was coming on the right. Quickly spot the guy. I throw thermite to prevent the guy from just sort of camping out and healing. Managed to actually hit the guy, which is what that little symbol there means. He's jumped out trying to get away. Couple of shots, and he's basically doomed, so off he goes. Nice quick little gunfight there. I ended up getting 2 of the 3 kills, and my teammates ended up finishing the guy off. Wingman's quite an interesting gun, so it's basically like a heavy pistol, think Desert Eagle essentially. Small magazine capacity, you only get 4 shots, unless, as I luckily got there, I got a extended heavy mag for that, level 3, which lets me carry as many as 10 bullets. That's like 150% increase in how much I can carry there. Much better. The bullets do about 45 damage. In this game, health-wise, you have 100 HP as max, which is that big white bar at the very bottom, and then you can have shield. Each different like chunk section is worth about 25 points of shield, and you can have up to 4. So at the very most, someone's going to have 100 health and 100 shields. So you're doing 45 damage a bullet, a couple of shots, you're basically going to knock them down quite quickly. Also, the other thing I picked up there was this little red icon, this red key. This lets us actually unlock these vaults. Inside of these vaults, as you can see, loads of good loot. So off we go. I basically tried to leave a couple of things for you guys, just to make sure I'm not just greedily taking the whole lot. But I got myself the backpack, so I've got plenty of space now. And I've got myself a purple shield, as you can see. I now have 4 sections of shield, which gives me 100 shield and 100 health. I'm not sure how she spotted that, but well done. So we obviously decided to try and engage on that. As you can see, I popped my little my tactical. I see them through the wall. Doesn't really give much of a chance for us to pop them, but we know they're there. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, my ultimate's also ready, which I'm about to pop as well. I've actually got a challenge going on at the moment, so in the game you get daily challenges. The daily challenges can be anything from get a certain amount of headshots to use assault rifles to get damage, or in my case I have to get 2 kills whilst in this special mode that you can see me in now, so Beast of the Hunt mode. So as you can see there's like this trail behind them, so it's very easy for me to sort of see where they're going. They're trying to create some distance between us. Probably taking some shield damage and trying to regroup. So we try to obviously capitalise on that and run in. Obviously whilst I'm running into this fight, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner is my ammo. I've only got about, well at this point 24 bullets left. Not a lot of ammunition. That will go very quickly. I need about 5 hits to actually kill someone, so at this point at the very best I could get 3 kills. Assuming I landed all 3 shots, all the shots I needed, and they didn't heal at all. Obviously that's not what I'm going for at this point, I'm just wanting to do some damage, trying to figure out how to use this thing at a bit of range. Okay, so we pull back, a bit more defensible. It's always better when people come to you, because you can be in a good defensive position. As you can see my shields are quite low, but I've got nothing to heal up with, so that's going to be a problem. As soon as I take damage, I cannot recover that damage if it's in the shield. There we go. That smashing sound is basically his shield cracking, so he's now not got any shield left, so he's going to have to pull back and heal. The enemy team has someone that can basically put down a bunch of these like airstrike missiles, so they all stick into the ground as you can see around us, and then they explode. If you're too close, they'll explode, dealing a large portion of damage. I think it's like 60-70ish damage if you're really close to it. On top of that, you'll get sort of concussed, and your vision gets blurred, so really quite difficult. They've tried to obviously engage on us really heavily. We got quite luckily spread out, didn't get hit by the ult. So again, looking in the bottom right corner there, my ammunition is getting very low. Just trying to get a couple of little shots on this guy, weaken him out. Yeah, this turns out to be a huge mistake from this guy. So he jumped over, couldn't get away, took a huge amount of damage and just went straight down. He's now just sort of sitting there unable to do anything. Well, technically that shield lets him actually self-revive, but my teammate takes him out. I've just barely managed to sort of stay alive here. A single bullet more would get me. At this point I have no health, I can't risk healing, I've got barely any ammunition whatsoever. Missing all of those, not good. So I took that ammunition from that gun, from that guy even. Now swapped over to the shield that he had when he died, which is fully recharged for you. And damn fucking right, got the clutch. Both of my teammates were down, I only had enough ammunition for one more reload, and I just managed to get lucky enough to pick up that guy's shield. A single bullet more and I'd have fucking died. So I was pretty chuffed at this point. And that's the highlight, to be honest. This bit here, best part of the entire match. After this, things happen, not as good. Switching over to 301, so it's basically an assault rifle. What I was using before was an SMG, so fast fire rate, but not as much damage. The R301 is basically one of the top tier guns, so much more reliable. The lifeline there popped her tactical, which puts this little robot down, which heals me up. So as you can see, my health in the bottom left is slowly ticking up. So now I'm fully healed up. Got my shields fully ticked up. I've got plenty of ammunition again now, or well, at least some. Just playing around with the different type of scopes because I wasn't sure if it was the hollow point I like or the HCOG, and I figured out it's the HCOG. The hollow point is basically that big circular thing, kind of limits a lot of what you can see. So it's not too useful. Plus, the only real benefit of having a one-time scope is that you can actually get the gun sort of drops down further, so more of the screen is clear, giving you a much clearer sight of what you're actually aiming at. So at this point, the teammates are just trying to catch up, get themselves a bit of ammunition. We haven't really got too much. I've been very lucky and picked up an awful lot of light and heavy. The Wingman, high damage, slow fire rate. I'm not going to chew through 180 shots with this gun. It's just not going to happen, it's slow fire rate. So, just in case they needed it, I throw that down. Looks like neither of them needed it, so I might as well pick it up. At this point, as you can see in the top left hand corner, we've got that big sort of circle. That basically indicates where the shield is going to slowly encroach into it, so when that 20 seconds expires, that ring is slowly going to move back in there. So at this point, the best thing to do is try and run outside of that circle, try and grab some more ammunition, get some more shields, just pick up some more gear, get ourselves stocked up. So we decided to basically run up here to this little area, this little encampment, just to figure out if we can get any more stuff.
The ring's moving, friends. Listen up, I'm calling a lifeline package in. team, I found the next ring location for us. Check your maps.
Okay, so that ring you just see there, that's Lifeline's ultimate. She basically just calls down a little drop pod. That drop pod has three sections that open up and can include various items, so like decent shields, mod attachments, that sort of thing. Doesn't include weapons as far as I'm aware. So it's just like a little top up of some gear. It's not really that gonna win you the game kind of thing, but it's very useful to have. And also, of course, when you actually call it down, you can basically see it from across the map, like you can see in the distance there. There's this thing coming down from the skies. That's probably someone calling in a drop pod from over there as well. So, just in the distance there, I spotted this little drone moving around. Didn't want to get on my teammates to run over there, so I wanted to quickly stop and just let them know that was a drone from Crypto. No reason for us to go over there. Problem we have here, though, is that the shield is going to start slowly getting smaller and smaller, and based on what I can see here, we're probably going to end up fighting inside of this tunnel. When you fight inside the tunnel, it's very difficult to get moving around. If you get attacked from both angles, you're basically screwed. So it's kind of a kill zone when people start running in here. Plus, I have no grenades. The enemy teams that might be attacking us could have grenades, and it helps out massively when the enemies can't really run away. So it's not really an ideal position to be in. I'm sort of trying to push forward at the moment, just trying to see if I can spot anyone coming in to get us. It's always better to see them when they're getting in, so I've got plenty of time to run away. At this time I sort of realise this is a nice defensible position, but someone could run in and start shooting me, at which point the only way for me to escape is to run past their kill zone, back towards cover, so I figured it's smarter for me to be on the right hand side, where I can quickly run away and get less of a chance to line of sight me. I'm still learning about this game, trying to get the game sense and everything like that, so not perfect. There's probably numerous things I'm doing wrong right now. So now we can start hearing there's a bit more fighting going on. We're on the last 5 squads, so that's 4 more teams out there, up to, I don't think we can see the count now, we can see there's 15 more people there, so a couple of them have definitely lost people. Well, sorry, I don't know why I said that. 5 times 3 is 15, isn't it? So they've not lost anyone. So they've got 4 other full teams at the moment. So we've got our team on the far left there. We can see there's a lot of fighting going on. There's people inside the bridge on the top. So that's going to be a flanking maneuver against us there. And then I can see people over there as well. So we're getting pot shot from that direction. Currently, we're being pincered. Smart move would be to basically leg it and get the hell out of there. But for whatever reason we don't, we just sort of sit around until eventually they just sort of slowly surround us, and there's not really any way you can win. 3v3s are hard enough as it is, let alone when you've got 6 people all shooting after you. There you go, so you've got a couple of them coming up the stairs, they've got a really good position on us, we can't really see them. Okay, so she jumped off over to the rails, basically giving herself no cover. Again, we did the idiotic thing here and didn't really move away. At this point, there's not really anywhere I can go without being shot at from God knows how many different teams, so I decided, sod it, I might as well go for a bit of a shot here. I figure she might have no shields, so I might be looking to get a kill and drop her down. Not so joy. She's got a purple shield, so she has up to 100 HP. And at this point, there's just too many people firing on me. There's bombs going off everywhere. Now there's Nox gas going on. Being shot at from behind. I do my best, but not good enough. So I actually have a yellow shield there, so it's possible for me to actually revive myself, but because I literally have no cover and everyone's sort of firing at me, no chance. And that's it. Had a couple of good fights, but sadly did not win this one. Hopefully it was a good, enjoyable match to watch that. Wasn't too long, only a few minutes long. Well, 14. 40 minutes of your life have now gone. I can't pay you for them, I just hope they weren't totally wasted.